Good evening, everyone. May I should say good night, or for the American people, good afternoon, whatever. We are here in a very late episode, and I'm so sorry for that, but it's basically because I haven't had that time today to do the video, but I do have to make one video. Well, at the end of the day, I do have an advantage, though, because there was something added, even which other people haven't been able to talk about in the first video. Anyways, let's not talk about that. So there is an update on the way to Planet Zoo, and it's a bit of a weird one, to be honest, because Frontier just announced that on a Wednesday in a kind of update note, which is a bit strange in itself. I'm guessing that it is because yesterday has been the Jurassic Park day, so to say, and today it's Planet Zoo day. So yeah, there are a lot of changes coming to the game, but before we head into the images, actually you can see over here, let me just quickly go back, and we are actually checking down on the list that has been added to the game. I'm just going through it very quickly because you've potentially seen that already a few times. So we have a lot of very nice things coming to Planet Zoo as a free update, and the fact that they are actually pronouncing it as a free update, well, you know, till this date, every patch has been free, obviously. There is something between the lines that we might be even expecting a DLC, which has not been confirmed yet, but it all screams almost like there are a few things that do actually already hint at the point that there might be something. Anyways, so the first thing is slow animal aging. I think it's one of the feedback that has been addressed quite a bit, because people were asking for slower time. Now, since this seems to be too much of a core change to how the game runs, they added this to kind of, address what people have been complaining about. I think it's a good solution. It's almost like the, if you compare it, it's more almost like the friction slider in Planet Coaster, and if you compare how long it took to basically have this friction slider, it's a great change here that we can kind of change the friction of animals, if you will, to, make them slower in terms of aging, which gives you a lot more time to have them. Anyways, we have the immediate family on animal information. I think that's well, one of the biggest things everyone, including me, has been asking for the first day, from the first day on. It's so cool to just click on them and see what's happening. A whole lot of new animal behaviors being triggered here, so including alphas and pack behavior. We have new heat maps, which I'm not, it's great to have them, but for me it's like, yeah, well, give it to me, but well, I'm more the sandbox guy, but it's cool. We have improved social behaviors, and from what I can tell, it's that the ring-tailed lemurs and the red-ruffed lemurs are actually now behaving kind of together, and they interact with each other, which is cool. It's kind of an interspecies interaction, which we haven't seen so far in the game, which I hope means opening doors for even more stuff like that in the future, which I'd be a really big fan of. We have a newsfeed. Well, okay, gives me info, but well, I'm digging the whole system anyway, so well, that's kind of a nice addition to me, but I think more or less. And can you please just never ask me again? Don't do this. Okay. Management updates. This is pretty cool. We've added alerts to the game, which is a cool thing, and I have to say, yes, we can disable alerts. Thank God, because like in Sandbox, I don't want to have them. I don't need them. Sandbox is kind of, I just deactivate everything and that's fine. Let me just freaking deactivate these annoying messages as well. So that's pretty cool. We have also a new crime management overview, which is also cool. And we have also the refunds removed. I really hope that system does work now. We had some struggle with it in the past, so I really hope that they give us a system now that works. Anyways, this thing, the next thing, is very cool indeed. It's the Aurora Borealis. And for those of you who don't know that, let me just quickly type that in, and boom, here we go. This is what you can expect to be happening, and it is only down to the how's it called again? It is down to the which map was it? The tundra biome. So pretty cool and pretty interesting to see. Next one, oh well, for me it's pretty redundant, but we have got an ice cream costume. For those of you who like to dress your avatar a little bit differently, that's cool. And the next thing is more creativity, of course, for all master builders among us. Are they talking to me? Anyways, we are adding a complete ice and snow rock set, enrichment items like a snowball and a Christmas present, new winter foliage, and ice pathing. I'm not going to talk about what is happening here, but I know that this thing has been changed. There has been a change made. I don't know if you can see it, but this thing has been changed. I'm not going to talk more about that, but this is also giving us the hint, because next thing is, there might be another surprise for you as well. So do keep an eye out for an exciting announcement soon. Might this be a DLC? Who knows? But this is pretty much super exciting. I cannot wait for it. It is really exciting, and like all the changes, they're addressing some very important stuff. Now let's go back to the images, because I found some stuff in the images which is pretty interesting, to be honest, because there is something in there I think is very good to see. Now, first of all, this one over here is not too special. We have these, as you can see, like the boxes. Basically, these are, I think they're even not bigger. It almost feels like they're the same model, but just having different textures in kind of a present kind of shape, which is a nice touch, but it's not just, you know, nothing too special. There's nothing else in this screenshot that is different, at least what I can tell. So let's move on to the next one, which is a lot more interesting. We have to zoom in a bit to talk about that. So first things I saw, and this is the thing on the left hand side down here. This is a first glance at one of the, I think it might be an ice boulder, I guess, but for what I can tell, it's at least a snow or ice boulder rock, which I was expecting quite from the get-go already, but hell, now we have them. Okay, that's fine. We have, in the end, there you can see there is also a rock, which is a normal one where only the snow is on. And what I found very interesting is that bit over here. So this seems to be, it almost looks like a shore, and in the background of the tree, it also almost looks like a shore. This could also be like a cube just put in here, but like the way it is floating in the mid-water, it could be like a shore. And I'd be a super big fan of having ice shores. And just imagine if in the future we get animals like polar bears or whatever, they could actually climb on these ice shores. That would be amazing. You know, honestly, that would be super cool, because I feel like this is the little touch we would need to have something floating in the water. Like, yeah, sure, you can put like a kind of a rock there, which would then also be floating in water, but it doesn't really move. You just put it there as a scenery item, and it would be pretty unrealistic. So having something floating would be super impressive and also cool looking, and yeah, I couldn't wait to see how the animals work with it. Now the next bit over here, which I'm not really sure what that is, but look at these like poles over here. I'm not even sure if they are like if those are. I first thought these were lampposts, but kind of the arrangement of them feels kind of weird, so I don't know what exactly that is. Like, we have a gondola in the game, obviously, but it's kind of a different gondola. I don't even know if this could be some kind of transport ride-ish thing, like a chairlift or something, but then there would be kind of the chains missing or whatever. But it kind of, I don't know if this is something, but it almost looks like it could be something new, because I don't recall these lampposts as in-game piece at all. And from what I can tell, Frontier does not use to make their own lampposts for their own park. So, you know, no offense here, but they are not going in like we do and building completely new lampposts. They most likely use the stuff that is in game, and this is why it kind of is weird to me. But if it's not kind of right, it might be at least a new lamppost, from at least what I can tell. So that's about it. I think there's nothing really interesting over here. The only thing you can see is this is the slider. This is the animal's kind of aging slider. This seems to be enabled and is on 1. Well, the slider does not really indicate how much of a kind of yeah, how detailed this bar is. If it's just 2 steps or like 3 or 4, I don't know. But, you know, it is kind of interesting to have it anyways. Now, if we go further, in the later stage of the day, there was another image just posted with a snowflake icon or emote on the social media channels of Planet Zoo, and that is this bit over here. And guys and girls, I guess we can all agree on the fact that we know what that is, right? We know what this is hidden in here. There's an animal hiding in here, and since we have no info about animals being an addition in the free update, we can assume that this might be a DLC animal, and it is that one. I'm quite sure it is a reindeer. I mean, come on. I like for once I did the research to actually see how the stuff on the head is kind of shaped, and I was like, okay, I have to really double check this, and it almost seems like a reindeer. I'm not exactly sure if that might be like. I think it's this species over here, which the image you have. It's kind of the northern reindeer, I guess. How's it called? But I think there are a few more variants of it, but I'm pretty sure it's that one over here. It's the most common and kind of the one you would expect. And honestly, if you just look at that image, just compare the kind of area around, it almost fits like perfectly in. So yeah, I guess that is kind of what we can expect here. And we have a very, very close-up look onto the ice boulder, which is definitely the ice boulder. That's kind of cool. It has this bluish tint to it. I already do like the texture way more than every other in-planet coaster for the ice blocks. And now, as they finally do make sense in a winter biome with actual snow, it is very cool to see them. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I think we keep it on this page before ending today's video, or tonight's video, I should say. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this very late night overview, and I am super hyped because my list of ideas is already way too full, and now it is even more full, which is great, I guess, or not. But anyways, there is so much that I want to do, and even for this winter time now, it is very cool to have an animal, or maybe 2, or maybe 3, who knows, if there is a DLC on the road, and I think we can pretty much assume that there is, because, you know, the little hint in the forum post, the little change of the forum post, which I'm not going to dive deeper into because I don't want to spoil anything or whatever, and maybe it was just a mistake, so, you know, maybe guessing here, I don't know, but you can count me super excited. And also, let me just take this little opportunity over here that the last couple of days has been a whole bunch of content on my channel. I would say I'm sorry for that, but I'm not. The thing is, I will not be able to keep up that kind of speed. Honestly, me recording right here is just a very, very big exception because of the things happening today. Let me just get this straight. I tried to have some spare time yesterday evening because I thought, okay, if Frontier is going to announce something, and from the history of Planet Coaster and every other games, they were super likely to announce something yesterday. So I took some time off in the evening to be able to make a video. But in all honesty, you know, since I have a normal job, I don't have that time to be always ready when the video or an info drops. So I decided to go my normal way, and, you know, actually I've been to a football match this evening in the stadium to watch some Champions League, and tomorrow I'll be away as well. So if the DLC will be announced tomorrow, it's also pretty likely that I cannot do a video. And so goes for the next couple of weeks. I will definitely not step back from private or social life to be like always there or whatever. It's been a really, really great journey the last couple of weeks. It really went super strong on that channel, and I am enjoying it as much as always, and actually more than ever before. But I have to admit that the last couple of days were like a super big bummer in terms of everything that went on the channel. Like, no matter what I did, it was almost like YouTube was like, nope, no one is going to see that. You just keep your stuff because no one is interested. Like, you always get these messages when your video is up for half an hour. You get a message from YouTube, or basically in the dashboard there is something like, you know, your video is doing blah blah blah, and normally it's like, your video is doing good, it seems to be as interesting as the last ones. Yeah, but in the last couple of days it was like, your video is doing 80% less good than it does before, so YouTube doesn't recommend it to people because they didn't click. And I was like, what else? Is that chicken egg kind of logic here? Anyways, but, you know, it's kind of the thing. I really worked hard the last couple of weeks to get all the videos out, and to be honest, making daily content, sometimes even 2 videos a day, with basically having a normal 40 hours a week job and social life, family, you know, wife in my case. God, that's a kind of tough thing to do. So I just wanted to warn you guys that I will dive deep into the DLC for sure, but maybe we have to have some space in between, some breaks, and I want to focus on making some good content rather than just trying to get videos out. And yeah, that's just me giving you a little info here, and I really hope that we can, you know, get back on track, growing the channel even more, to have this interaction in the comments as it was lately, which I super, you know, I'm super happy about that. I really, really do enjoy that because it's so much fun to answer all of you guys and just get in touch with you, and also having some inside jokes and get some fun. It's super awesome. So yeah, sorry for putting that in the video. It just felt like I need to tell this right now. And well, yeah, that should be it from my side. I really hope you enjoyed this little update. For those of you who wanted to only have the update, I hope you guys just stopped the video 3 minutes ago. If not, you know my story now. Have a wonderful night, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is for you, and we see each other again in the next video, which is out whenever. Anyways, advent calendar will be up today anyways, but yeah. See you then, and have a good time. Bye, guys.